Do good, Maverick. Go here. Welcome to podcast episode number 95. Why you're not too late to build a great paid community. When it comes to paid communities, it's really trending these days, and it especially gained a bunch more popularity when Alex Ramosi invested in the school platform that Sam Ovens founded. But paid communities have existed for years before that. But when it comes to the school platform, skool.com, that has a bunch of paid communities, I guess it might be the case that some people look at paid communities. Maybe they take a look at the school platform and maybe they have doubts. Maybe it's too late to build a great paid community because now all those other ones, they have already taken the first movers advantage. So now if you come in, it's already crowded with a bunch of competition, and it's going to be really hard to succeed. I don't think that's the case at all. Maybe there are some niches or categories out there where building a paid community will have a bunch of competition. But when it comes to paid communities in general, there's literally thousands of opportunities out there where an online paid community doesn't even exist, Whereas if it did exist, it would be super valuable for people to join. And one of the things when it comes to the school platform is that it's often kind of like a fancy course when it comes to the communities on that platform. A lot of the people that used to sell online courses, now they're selling memberships to a paid community instead. And then they have their courses in that community. And some of them are even upselling courses inside their paid community, And running a paid community, kind of like a fancy course, that might be great. It can be great in many cases, but it's not everything. There are other options out there when it comes to running a paid community. You can run, there's thousands of niches or categories out there where you can launch and run a paid community without that course or teaching part from your end might not even be a part of it at all, because you can choose the right niche or category where people are joining basically to get access to the other members inside your paid community. And in some cases, you might also want to have a barrier of entry or some kind of requirement in order for people to join. Maybe you build like a paid community only for owners of car washes, or maybe a paid community only for investors in laundromats that has at least 5 locations, for example, things like that. And if you also do it in categories where deal making is oftentimes a part of it, maybe people do collaborations, joint ventures, strategic alliances, power partnering, host beneficiary relationships, integration marketing, affiliate marketing, cross promotions, collaborations, things like that. If you find some kind of business or niche category, industry, where those things are happening a lot, then it might make perfect sense to build a paid community for that. And then that's the teaching part or the course part might not even be a part of it. Maybe people will join the paid community only to get access to all those other people. Why should they join a paid community? Why can't they just contact them themselves? Yeah, maybe they can. But the thing is that contacting people these days is not really that easy. Maybe it's easy, but not simple, Try to call someone on the phone, see what happens. Try to send an email and see what happens. it's not always that easy. Sometimes contacting people might take several months. So if you have a paid community, you can make that easier. And also you can have a structure inside your paid community or a process where you facilitate those deal makings and that networking taking place. For example, you might have weekly live calls, weekly networking calls, hot seat sessions, things like that, you know. And another example when it comes to how to think about paid communities, if you're looking for ideas for a paid community to start, other than that aspect of collaborations that I talked about, another thing might be networking and masterminding, people getting advice from each other, you know. Maybe there's a specific type of business, maybe what example shall we take? Plumbers, who knows? Maybe you could even start a paid community for plumbers or for real estate brokers or for you know, some kind of businesses that needs marketing. Maybe dry cleaning shops. What if you start a paid community only for owners of dry cleaning shops? Yeah, but what are they going to join the community for? Maybe if they want to grow, or maybe they can they want to improve their marketing, they want to get more customers, they want to find the best processes for doing things, or maybe they want to look for ways to expand and improve things. Maybe they want to find ways to improve their business model. Maybe they can sell on a subscription basis. A lot of these things that dry cleaning shops have, you know, owners of dry cleaning shops, they're going to have a lot of the same challenges. But the thing is, one guy might have nailed it when it comes to marketing, but he's really struggling when it comes to expanding into more locations. But if he joins a paid community with a bunch of other owners of dry cleaning shops, they can do networking and masterminding and have hot seat sessions, and they can get advice from each other, you know, on how to take things to the next level. And if they have to pay like $100 per month in order to be a member, how much do they need to get out of that membership in that paid community in order to make their money back 10 times? If they pay $100 per month to be a member, that's like $1,200 per year. And if they're making $120,000 per year in profit from running their 3 dry cleaning shops or whatever, maybe just one, how many percent do they have to improve? You know, if they improve 10%, that's like 10x their money back. If they were making $120,000 in profit, you know. So, you know, maybe you can start a paid community in the niche that I just said, and maybe you can charge like $500 per month if it makes sense. And if you choose the niche or category correctly, it can make perfect sense and be of tremendous value for the people that join. Maybe you can even charge $1,000 per month or hundreds of dollars per month, you know. So yeah, is it too late for you to build a great paid community? No, I don't think so. Or maybe if you're watching this and you're like 99 years old and you don't want to work anymore at all, maybe it's too late. But you know, oh, you're probably not too late. And the thing is, when it comes to paid communities, I took the example of a 99-year-old. Maybe it's too late. That's almost kind of a joke as well, though. But you know, the thing with paid communities is that a lot of the people that are running paid communities are actually kind of running them as a form of what I call a semi-passive income, where they're running it like a cash cow. There is a reason that I'm calling the book course and the community that I'm building for community cash cows. It's because a lot of the people that I've interviewed, they're actually running their paid community like a cash cow business, One of the guys I interviewed, these days, he's working less than 4 hours per week and making about 18,000 euros in profit per month. That's a guy from Germany. But yeah. But I guess you get my point. When you look at paid communities this way, instead of just the course way, like a lot of the communities on the school platform is, when you look at it this way, what businesses, niches, categories, industries, will it be valuable for people to join a paid community? Now it's like tens of thousands of opportunities out there. And like I said, if you choose the niche correctly, you might be off to the races, When it comes to masterminds and exclusive clubs, a lot of those have been existing for decades. Maybe some kind of clubs for high net worth individuals, clubs for real estate investors, maybe things like that. Have many places existed for decades offline. So maybe you could also look at things like that, and you can make an online paid community, Because also, if you choose your niche correctly, there might be extremely little competition. It might be easy, or relatively easy, to find the contact info and find the people and reach out to them and sell memberships. And for example, if you choose to build a high ticket paid community, maybe you don't need 16,000 members in order to make a full-time income. Maybe you only need like 25 members and you will make tens of thousands of dollars in profit per month. Those opportunities exist out there. So yeah. And yeah, my point, I don't think you're too late. This is still very early on when it comes to the trend of paid communities. Catching trends early. The saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. Well, oftentimes there's a lot of truth to it. And you hear people talk about the importance of being at the right place at the right time. Yeah, I agree with that, but does it really matter if you are at the right place at the right time if you do nothing? So now, I think this is a great place in time and a great opportunity when it comes to paid communities, especially now with AI as well. Artificial intelligence, it's going to disrupt a lot of businesses and make a lot of things, a lot of services, a lot of products obsolete. But people will still be craving real human connection. So I think if you're looking for an AI-proof business model, a business you can start and run for many years without AI disrupting or making it obsolete, I think paid communities will be a solid one. You can use AI to help you grow it, expand it, optimize it. But that real life, that real human connection, people being able to chat with each other, talk to each other on video calls, connecting with real humans, that need is still there, even if AI is coming along. Anyway, if you want to learn from a bunch of real life success stories that I've interviewed of people that are making at least $10,000 in profit per month from a paid community, just go to communitycashcows.com. All right. Take care and God bless. And if they join a community of dozens of other owners like that, maybe it doesn't take that many small improvements in order for it to amount to 10%, just a 1%, just a 2%. In the example I just took, just a 2% improvement on the profits of their business or growth, that would be like 100% ROI on their investment of being a member in that paid community, And this is just one example that I just kind of took out of my imagination. If you think like this, and if you look at it like this, and not just the course method where you are going to start a paid community and teach people about this. No, you don't have to do that. You can do that and it can be amazing. But if you look at it this way, that I just talked about, where you can make paid communities, where other people can do networking and learn from each other, help each other out, or they can do networking and more quickly, cheaper and easily, faster, do collaborations, cross promotions, joint ventures, stuff like that. If you look at it this way, it's like opens up a door to almost like a world of new opportunities. And it's literally thousands out there where this can make perfect sense to have a paid community. I guess I'm just thinking, I guess one objection that a lot of people are going to have when I talk about these things is that, but no business owner in his right mind would join a paid community and talk about and share his secrets for how he does his marketing and share it with a bunch of other competitors. He'll basically be trying to drive himself out of business. You might say things like that, or think that might be an obstacle. And for some categories or niches, businesses out there, it will be. But one way you can get around that is to have some kind of barrier of entry or limitations or requirements to join. For example, if you started a paid community for dry cleaning shops or for investors or owners of dry cleaning shops, maybe you would only allow one person to join your paid community for each geographic area. So maybe on a radius of 100 miles, 50 miles, or for each municipality, each small town, whatever it might be, you might put a limit on it. And that way you would pretty much avoid people being so concerned about teaching their competitors or to reveal their secrets to their competitors, And that way, the people that were inside that paid community, they could freely share their advice without that concern, And also, maybe they would still be concerned about it, But at the same time, yeah, but maybe they would also be really excited about getting advice from all those other people. Imagine being able to join a paid community consisting of dozens and dozens of other people that are already in business, in the exact same business that you are in. For example, if you were an owner of dry cleaning shops, imagine the value of something like that. You could ask them, hey, does anyone have a great, what's it called in English? Does anyone have a great accountant or a great tax advisor? They could ask like that, and they could get advice on their marketing. Does anyone have a great marketing campaign for getting more clients during Christmas season? Does anyone have a great marketing campaign that has consistently been working for a long time? Does anyone have a subscription business model? They could do things like this. Does anyone have a great process for doing upsells? What's the best equipment? Just imagine the amount of improvements these people could be doing from just joining a paid community like that and networking and masterminding with those other people. It's pretty mind-boggling to think about. And now, of course, my example of dry cleaning shop owners, that's just one example. There's thousands of examples out there that is a lot better than that example. And if you also focus on businesses or industries, niches where there is a lot of money involved, for example, real estate brokers, for example, if they sell a property, they might make tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in a commission, you know. So if you make a paid community only for real estate brokers that are selling luxury real estate properties, for example, and you also limit it so that you're not allowing real estate brokers in the same area to join the paid community. There's only one open spot for each geographic area on the map. Then you can also reach out to real estate brokers and say, you can reach out to these luxury real estate brokers and say, hey, I'm running or starting this paid community only for real estate brokers that are selling luxury real estate properties. Maybe you can also limit it to or require it to be at least 10 millions, maybe $10 million in sales per year, or $50 million, whatever you choose. And you can contact them and say, I'm running this community or starting this community. Do you want to join? I see in your area, I'm only allowing one person, one real estate broker or real estate broker company in your area to join. I see you are one of them, but in your area, I see there are actually 24 other luxury real estate brokers. So I'm just reaching out to you if you want to be one. Be the one to join. If not, probably one of your competitors will. And inside this paid community, with time, there's probably going to be dozens and dozens of real estate brokers of luxury real estate properties that is going to be inside this paid community, and they're going to teach each other their best strategies, giving tips, advice, hot seat sessions, masterminding, sharing their marketing and cold calling techniques, things like that. Basically helping each other to make more money, to make more sales. So if you want to be one of them, you can join. But if not, I'm going to contact someone else in your area, and probably one of them is going to join. And you can go do it like this. Now there's also legit scarcity for the people to join. If that real estate broker you reach out to is one of 27 in that geographic area, now there is legit scarcity and urgency for him to join. So although you might be limiting how many you can join, you're also incentivizing people to join more quickly, and the exclusivity is also there. And for things like this, when it comes to this example of real estate brokers of luxury properties, maybe you could charge a pretty high monthly price for people to be a part of that paid community, because it will be a highly exclusive group of only professionals, and being able to network and mastermind and get advice and learn the secrets and strategies, tactics, techniques, methods from all those other people, it would be super valuable. Imagine being a real estate broker like that and being able to get advice from like 50 other of the exact same type of real estate brokers. Do you think that could help you perform better, to make more sales, to grow your company? For something like that, yeah, probably. There are paid communities out there that are charging like $10 per month, and there are paid communities out there charging thousands of dollars per month.